Right. Because I mean, you sound like someone who, you came from the bottom, you're rising to the top. So, how you feel about people who think about like the overnight success? I want it now. No.
That's tough. It's tough, and I empathize with them because we all want it, man. I mean, at the end of the day, if anybody say, man, I want to go through the long hours and the years of grinding, they lying, man. We all want the overnight success,
Right.
But it's the things you learn along the way in the journey. Even though the journey long, you just when you look back, you're like, man, I'm glad I was able to go through those things because it helps you. I feel like if anybody gets overnight success, no disrespect to them, it's things that they should have learned along the way that either they're going to have to learn on the fly or they'll go back down as fast as they came up. I've seen it in the rap game. I've seen artists come in and they have one hit and they blow literally overnight. But by them not having that 5 or 10, 15 years or whatever of grinding, they didn't go through the necessary steps as an artist, the development stage.
Right.
So what ends up happening is everything they should have learned in the development stage, they learning as a superstar. So they making mistakes while they're in the big seat. You see what I'm saying? Right. And then sometimes that's not people's fault if you create a dope record. But in terms of just overnight success, no matter what field you're in, I feel like if you have overnight success real fast, either you're gonna go back down just as fast, or you're gonna have to be the one to carry your own cross and learn as you're in front of the people, or learn while you're in that position. I'm sure we didn't all work jobs where you got promoted to a certain position maybe faster than you thought you was gonna get promoted, and you had to learn on the fly, and you made your mistakes not during training. You made your mistakes while you was in the seat. You know what I'm saying? Overnight success could be 5 to 10 years. It's all a perspective, and overnight success to somebody can be 30 to 90 days. It just depends on you. But if it's overnight, I just feel like it's not going to stay as long as somebody that might have took the stairs versus the elevator,
Right. Well said.
Yeah.
All right, who is Christopher Kelson?
Christopher Kelson is, like you say, I'm a charismatic person. I'm ambitious. Sometimes Christopher Kelson can be blinded by his own ambition. And what I mean by that is, man, I love helping people, but I be so focused on the grind sometimes I lose sight of the small, minute things, you know what I'm saying, along the way. And I'm just a person that's, I don't even say trying, I just want to be a better version of myself, but better for other people. And sometimes I can get caught up in my own ways in my own world. So I'm just a person that's ambitious about life and ambitious about music. I love it to death. I love my family to death. I love my people. But I think, Christopher Kelson is just somebody that's looking to finally take that sigh of relief and say, man, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been grinding for a long time, and sometimes we just want to get to that point where we could say, man, this is the fruits of my labor. So I'm a man on a mission. That's what I am. Christopher Kelson is a man on a mission.
Right, and that's one thing about being an entrepreneur is that a lot of people have to understand once we got our vision on something, you can have tunnel vision and you can kind of miss the little minute details. But
every time,
that's the life of an entrepreneur.
That's why I created a song on my mixtape called "Blinded by Ambition." It came from a real place. I've lost friendships, family members. I've gotten into it with people, all because in life they don't judge you on. They can't see what your intentions are. They just care about your execution.
Right.
And I'm sure you probably had times in your life where maybe your intentions was right, but how you executed it was maybe not how you intended it to be executed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe your girlfriend or your mom or your homeboy might looked at it like they looked at it the one way, but you like, man, my heart was in the right place when I did it.
Right.
So sometimes we got them blinders on. You might miss your best friend, forget to call him and tell him happy birthday. It's no disrespect, but they might take their personal. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using that as an example. And sometimes, I have to tell myself, man, hey, Christopher Kelson, you have to pay attention to the people around you, and just be more mindful of them and what they got going on, and just enjoy sometimes being in the now. Because I'm so locked in on what's next, what I got going on, and you never enjoy being in the now. So I'm a man on a mission, man, but I'm learning to enjoy the mission that I'm on, if that makes sense.
Right. It does. So take us on like a normal day for you. When you wake, from the time you wake up to the time you lay down.
It just depends on. So if we're talking about the weekdays, I'm waking up. If I'm not in my office taking care of business, then I might be on a Zoom call. If I'm not doing that, then I'm setting up appointments. My financial business is my main bread and butter. I'm about to open my own financial agency this year in Baton Rouge, so becoming a broker is my main focus. So every day I'm either running business appointments, in and out of business meetings, or I'm making calls. I'm talking to people. I'm helping them become licensed agents in my agency.
Right.
So that's like majority of it. That's like between, I'd say, 8 a.m. to about 1 to 2 o'clock p.m. And then after that, my son is an athlete, so he played basketball, football. He's very talented. So with that being said, it's basketball or football practice.
Right.
And then after basketball or football practice, then it's I might be back to meetings again. Or, usually the evening time is for the music. So after I'm finished with the financial business, then I might be going to do verses for somebody. Or I might be going hit a few clubs to promote one of my records, or just keep my face on the scene to stay relevant, to keep my relationships built. Or I'm writing music.
Right.
So it's literally like money coach by day, father all day, no matter what. And then artist by night. You know what I'm saying? On the weekends, it's basketball and football games.
CEO life.
Yeah, man. Just learning how to balance it is the tough part.
Okay, coaching with the crusade to change the community.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
I have a crusade. So my biggest crusade is not just the financial part, but most importantly, life insurance.
Right.
So that was the first license I acquired when I got into the financial business. And I didn't know that life insurance was affecting the community like it was. I had heard of people dying, didn't have life insurance, but I didn't know that most companies, when they come into the black community and just communities, period, they sell bad life insurance policies to people, and the family usually gets ripped off. Whoa. So, yeah, it was tough, man. And I got into the industry and I learned the difference between what's called whole life insurance, term insurance. Term is what I sell 100% of the time. Mm-hmm. And I felt like, okay, man, people are getting ripped off. Mm-hmm. And once I got that conviction in me from going through the training and things like that, I went into the houses, and I still go into the houses with a chip on my shoulder, not against the client, but against any company that try to messes over them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I say coaching with a crusade to change the community, when I'm going in a client's house, I'm not fast talking like I say. I'm not trying to just get a sale. I'm really educating. I'm coaching them, almost to the point that I want you to kind of regurgitate and tell me a little bit about what I just told you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's a real crusade, to the point like I done been in situations where I done seen other agents that I know sell bad policies, and it's like, hey man, look, we ain't gonna square off and fight, but it's like, if I see them coming out of a house, I down there want to go and knock on the door and talk to the client like that. Like, man, let me make sure this person ain't mess over you. That's how serious the crusade is, because we have situations where you done seen people have used GoFundMe because they didn't have insurance or they didn't have enough, so they got to fry fish and do supper dinners. I lost a cousin years ago. Her name was Karen, and Karen body was, was in the morgue for over 3 to 4 months. They didn't have any, life insurance on her. And then I lost an auntie as well. She had insurance on her, but it was only enough for burial, which meant no income was left behind for the family. So, my crusade is to teach people about their finances, but also that life insurance is used to build wealth. It's not used just for burial. So when I sit down with people, man, I'm really changing their mindset and giving them a paradigm shift so they can know, like, okay, this is really what the purpose of insurance and investments is for. And we need to share the information. So, that's my crusade, bro. And you'll get the conviction. When I'm talking to a client face to face, they could feel the conviction,
Yeah, I feel it now.
I appreciate that.
I feel it now.
I appreciate that, man. It's real. It's real.
And so being an entrepreneur, because I'm one myself, why do you think it's vital to have more income streams, to have multiple income streams?
The pandemic showed us that. You know, one of my singles on Pandemic Pressures, All Bets on Me. You have to bet on yourself. I've been telling people this. There's no such thing as a safety net. You the safety net.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep preaching that. But I had to learn that. Another thing that made me go into the financial industry, because when I was at the dealership, I was one of the top, hardest working people. I'm not just saying that. The other people would say that. But they fired me. They fired me on Valentine's Day. I'll never forget. And I put everything, all my trust into the company.
Right.
My name was on my desk. Everything, you know, all my clients would come and, where Chris Kelson at, man? I want him to help me with my oil change and my check engine light on. I was a service advisor. I had moved up, so I would make sure the people would get them. I would make sure the mechanics would fix on my clients' cars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I basically learned they fired me like that day. And I went home to my apartment that night, and I'm like, okay, let me see how much money in my savings account. How long can this last me? And I'm like, the dude who fired me, he went home and didn't have to worry about how he was going to feed his family. You know what I'm saying? So after that point, I knew then, I'm like, okay, I got to bet on myself. You know, I can't worry about nobody else's situation in terms of somebody coming to save me.
Right.
You know, so I think that's important. What the question was again?
Why is having multiple streams of income is important?
One stream of income, that was my only stream of income.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was making $3,000 a month, and that was the most money I had ever made in my life at a job. So that was all my whole lifestyle was crafted around that income. And I didn't want to feel that feeling again. So, you know, I think it's important now, and the pandemic showed us that, because you have people who lost their jobs. Unemployment took a minute for it to kick in. And then on top of that, they might have lost family members, or they might have been sick themselves. So, you know, with that being said, you know, one source of income is like, that's becoming extinct now. You know? Really and that's no disrespect to nobody who has one source of income. I would encourage somebody. I'll never tell somebody to become an entrepreneur, but I'll tell them, you know, you definitely need to get a side hustle. You know, and we have to learn, too, that being a jack of all trades and a master of none, we got to watch out for that as well.
Right.
You know, no disrespect to anybody who has 10, 15 different hustles. But sometimes we get what's confused, multiple streams of income with 10, 15 different hustles. One day you're doing hair, one day you're selling bubble gum, one day you're cleaning shoes, one day you're cutting hair, one day you're braiding hair, one day you got a glue company. You know, that's an entrepreneur, or you got somebody with entrepreneur spirit. But you don't want to get so caught into doing all of that where you never build something. Yeah, and then every time it's a new season, you got a new product, and then you don't build nothing for yourself, and then your health, you know, you might have bad health, or something just might happen to where it's like, man, you look back over all them years, you made money, but you didn't truly build anything. Right. You know what I'm saying? So multiple streams of income is important, but I would encourage people out there, even as you get your multiple streams of income, make sure that you build something that can sustain itself without you physically being there. Every stream of income don't have to be like that, because I know sometimes if you cut hair, you cut 5, 10 heads in a day, that's some nice bread you done made. That's good. But then outside you cutting hair, you might want to have something over here that's operating without you. You know what I'm saying? I encourage multiple streams of income, but I would just watch out for the people who have multiple hustles and they're not building any passive income. Passive income is massive income.
Yeah. I think what they never tell us either is about when you have multiple streams of income, you have to build one platform first and start making money with that one.
Yes.
And once you start making money with that one, then you can get you another income. It just become a trickle effect. But get that one going first.
Yeah, they don't tell us that, bro. They don't tell us that. And if you are truly a hustler and you young and you got your health, you can literally do 10 different hustles. And you could be making a lot of money and you could think, man, this is amazing. Right. But you never know. Life might hit, something might happen, and you can't keep all of that up because you're the engine. If you get taken out of the equation, then everything else stops. They don't tell us that. So, yeah, I do believe in work on something, build it up, and then go pour it into something else and just keep repeating the process until you have those multiple streams of income. But you can't keep jumping ship and never really building nothing. You really just wasting your time running in place.
Right, no doubt.
Yeah.
All right, going back to the music real quick, why would you say you're Louisiana's best kept secret?
That's a great question. I would say that, man, because I felt like a lot of people in the industry in Baton Rouge know me. They have people that know me as well, my fans and my supporters, but a lot of people that they know me. And when people come across my music, they'll say, man, you sound like you already got a deal, or you sound like an established artist already.
Right.
Where has this dude been? I hear that a lot. My road manager might come back and tell me that, or friends of mine will be like, man, I let my partner hear your music. They like, man, where he been at? Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't sound like I just started doing music.
Yeah.
And they like, man, he right here in Baton Rouge, he been rapping. You know what I'm saying? So when I say Louisiana's best kept secret and Baton Rouge's best kept secret, it's more of a, hey, man, a lot of people don't know that I exist, and then on the other side, they got a lot of people that do know that I exist, but when they finally listen to my music, they like, man, I should have been found out about him. You know what I'm saying? Where has he been at all of this time?
Right.
So that's why I say that, and then most of the time when promoters book me and things like that, and people meet me for the first time, they like, man, you speak well, you articulate, you can rap real great. You make dope songs. You're a dope MC. Like, you don't sound anything like a Baton Rouge artist.
Right.
Man, you sound like somebody that should be in Cali or New York or something like that. So I take it as a compliment. But I also mean, I need to work harder. I think sometimes us as artists, we say that we being slept on and people hating on us. And the reality is you just not working hard enough for people to know that you exist. Mm-hmm. People can't support nobody that they don't know exists. They can't support a song or a movement they don't even know that it exists.
Right.
But sometimes our egos get in the way and we think that people hating on us. Nobody can stop you from achieving success in life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unless they physically take you out the game. Other than that, what's for you is for you if you're willing to go work for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I hear things like, man, I let my friend hear you, they say, man, they had never heard of you, but you dope. It's a gift and a curse. I love that because that means that my music still sounds great.
Right.
And I'm like, I haven't worked hard enough to get to those people. You know what I'm saying? Because if so, nobody be saying that. They'll be telling my friend, oh, I heard of him already. He been dope. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would tell any artist that's looking at this, man, don't just rely on the art. Learn the music business. That's what I've been preaching. And learn marketing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can have the best product. It's just people don't know it exists. And you learning marketing or having a team of people that can market around you is the little thing you need to take you to the next level. Because once you come up on people's radars and they check out your product, your music, and they think you dope, word of mouth effect takes on, and everybody starts telling other people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I would encourage people if you're an artist, keep dropping music, but also learn how you can market that music out other than just telling people to click the link in your bio. Learn how you can get multiple people to hear your name, hear your music, things like that. And I promise you, if you got dope product, now if it's still bad product, but you got good marketing, I can't promise you nothing gonna happen either.
Right.
But the dots will connect if you have some good work and you have some great marketing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I would say.
All right. So being a man on a mission, what's next for Boxx?
The next thing is, the number one thing is me becoming a regional vice president in Baton Rouge. That'll make me the first rap artist in Louisiana to open a financial agency. And that's not big just for me. It's big for the culture.
Right.
Because you don't see many rap artists becoming financial coaches.
You're right.
Which we can be. We could be anything. I mean, we in movies, we dictate the culture right now. You know, Nike and all these other companies want to partner with us because we move the people forward. So number one is becoming a regional vice president. That'll make me a broker. I'll be able to teach more people financial literacy. And my goal is to bring more people in the music industry into the financial world and show them how they can use their influence with music to teach people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A DJ will let me come sit down with them and talk to them about their finances. A promoter would, and another rapper would too, if they know this is something that Boxx skilled in. So people respect me in Baton Rouge as a money coach now. I go in the club sometimes, bro, and people like, man, I need some life insurance, Boxx, in the club. You know, so that's crazy. But that's the first thing. I'm also starting Hungry Boy Coaching University, HBCU. I'm planning on the letters HBCU.
Okay.
And I'll be teaching artists about artist development. I'll be teaching them about publishing, royalties. I'll be teaching them the music business. So that's something I'm passionate about. I never knew anything about the music business. That never was taught to me. I went years without having my music registered. I didn't know about ASCAP, publishing, royalties. I didn't know anything about that.
Right.
So I feel like if I didn't know anything about it, to this day, a lot of artists don't know anything about it, owning their masters, things like that. So starting HBCU up, getting that, it's going to be a university. I'm not going to be managing artists, but I'll be coaching them.
You know,
so you'll be able to sit down with me and I'll be able to give you some tips on how, if you already have good product, I'm not teaching you how to create a hit or how to become a superstar. That'll be on you, but I at least give you the foundational principles that if you already got the talent, this will just captivate, it'll catapult that.
Gotcha.
That's the biggest thing. And I would say after that, man, is just putting out more music and more visuals, and becoming that artist that I see myself as. So before this year over with, I have some more hits under my belt, Pandemic Pressure. I'm shooting a video for every song on the project, and just making sure that I solidify some more states with my music.
Right.
But that's what's long term for Boxx, man.
Dope, love it, man. So, what social media platforms can you be contacted on?
Boxx_hungry on Instagram. Facebook, you can type in Boxx the Hungry Genius. Basically, Boxx the Hungry Genius on all platforms. But if you want to just get me at one central location, just go to my website, www.vote4boxx.com. The mixtape is on all major platforms right now except for live mixtapes. We waiting on to get that clear. But you can find me on that Piff, Spinrilla, everything. Shout out to DJ Scrap in Baton Rouge. He has the Bruh app. That's our own local app that does like my mixtape. It streams the local artist music. And yeah, that's where you can find me at. Go to my website, man. You'll find the bio on me, everything. If you want to book me, you can keep booking me through the website. If anybody watching this, they could subscribe to my YouTube channel, Boxx the Hungry Genius. And I'm going to be dropping a lot of more dope content.
Right. I'm going to put all of your links at the bottom, too.
Okay. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And yeah, man, I'm easily accessible, bro. You know, if you want to, on the financial side, you can go to Instagram, Money Coach Chris, or Facebook, Money Coach Chris. If you need a free consultation, you can get at me on that. Or on the music side, you can go to the website. But, man, I'm easy accessible. I talk to everybody myself in the DM. I don't have no assistant. I'm not at that level yet where I need an assistant doing all of that. I have real conversations with people, and I try to be as hands-on with supporters and people that like what I do and love the type of person that I am, you know. So that's where I'm at with it.
That's what's up, man.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for the interview.
I appreciate y'all.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Yeah.
We learned a lot today.
I'm grateful, brother.
Any last words for the entrepreneurs out here?
Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. Don't depend on nobody else. You are the decision maker. You know, it's going to be scary. I'm not saying become an entrepreneur, but you got to bet on yourself. You got to control your own destiny. Right now, I mean, we waiting on the government to cut checks for us for $2,000 and give us more food stamps and things like that. And that shouldn't be. If that's what we doing is just waiting on other people to help us, then we'll always be waiting. We'll be in a waiting mentality. So I will keep telling people to bet on yourself. And when you bet on yourself, man, it's gonna be a lot of ups and downs that come with that. But in the end, the return on that is gonna be amazing when you bet on yourself. So bet on yourself, man, and then teach other people how to bet on themselves. And that's what I tell people, bro.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
100.